This is one of the college's digital recorders. It is a Zoom Z4n Pro. I'm going to talk you through in this video how to use it and what recommendations I have. First of all, you can see it comes in a protective case, which is very important whenever you're transporting it around. So let's take it out, put the case to one side. So as you can see, we have several buttons on the sides, several buttons on the front, several buttons on the other side. It has an LCD monitor just here, and it has two microphones built at the top. Let's start off with the microphones. These are built-in microphones, internal microphones. They have adjustments going from 90 to 120. The 90 will be getting the microphone to be more focused, shall we say. And when you put it on 120, it's a wider spread of microphone, okay? Now you can change from one to the other by turning it from one side to 120 and then turn the other one to the other side. These must match each other, okay? I'm going to turn mine back to 90 because I prefer them at that setting at the moment. Now, we'll start off on this side. Here we have at the very top a connection for putting in a remote control. We haven't got one, so don't worry about that one. Just below that, you have your headphone socket just there. Just below that, you have a volume control specifically for your headphones or for the built-in speaker that's on the back, okay? Below that, you have a USB connection. We don't need to use that one for now. And right below that is probably the most important one. That's the on-off switch. In order to turn it on, you push down the on-off switch and then it will come on. Or you could even hold it to stop it from being accidentally stopped or started recordings or anything, okay? So whilst it's loading up, right, so it's fully loaded up now. I'll go through the LCD monitor at the top just here. The first part you see, you have a lot of numbers at the very top. These indicate how many seconds, minutes, hours that you are recording. Next to that, you have the indication of the battery. Below that, it's showing us what the quality of the recording is going to be, what WAV or MP3 that it's recording at. Down below that, you have the audio levels. It's showing you what levels you're recording at. It has L and R. I'll talk about that one in a moment. And below that, you'll see that it shows you how much time you have remaining on that SD card, how much time you have left to record with. This is where you start recording and stop recordings, where you can listen to any recordings you've done, and you can go between them all, and you can delete them if you so wished. On this side, we have a scroll button, which is also a set button to be used in conjunction with the menu button. Below that, you have a record level where you can adjust the recording level up or down as required to get the best audio quality. And next to that, you have an SD card slot. You pull it open, slightly push it in, and then your SD card comes out. As always, make sure you put the SD card in the correct way. Do not try and force it in the wrong way because you will damage the SD card and you could damage the actual Zoom recorder. Very easily slots in, clicks in, and close the cover. On the bottom, we have two inputs. These are designed for XLR microphones to be put in. We'll be talking about those ones later. It has two ports there. I'll turn over to the bottom again. So we said there's a speaker here. There's also a very useful tripod mount just there. So you could fit this to a tripod. Just below that, you have a slide cover for our batteries. The batteries are best to be put in using the ribbon just there correctly, which should be folded over just like that. Follow the instructions for the plus and minus positions and locate it in nicely and then recover. Solid. We also have another microphone input slot. This is only for a mini jack one, and this is a bit awkward to put a microphone on here because you can easily damage it, so you have to be aware of that one. When we want to start recording, you press the rec button, the record button, and as you'll see, it flashes saying that it's in pause record and it's ready to record. You'll also see that the audio levels are working now on left and right. When we want to start recording, press the record button. And as we're recording, we may decide that the audio levels are too low or too high. We can then go over to the plus and minus record levels and we could adjust it. I'm showing you how I'm changing it down in record level. Now I'll change it up in record level. I'm just pressing the plus or minus. At the moment it's the plus. I'm bringing the audio levels up. The preferred place in the audio level is about -12 to -6. That's the optimum to get. It is no good having an audio level all the way down. I'm going to put the level down and down and down and down and down. No point in having an audio level down there because the audio is going to be pretty hard to use. You can adjust it in Premiere Pro, but it still will be quite horrible audio levels. So please don't allow it to get that low. So I'm bringing my levels back up again to -12, -6. There we go. Then when you finish recording, you press the square, the stop button, and then it stops. If you want to play back, you can play back the last recording automatically. Press the record button. And as we're recording, we may decide that you can fast forward it and everything. I'm going to stop that. If you wish to view more, you press the file, and then it will show us that we've only got one recording on there at the moment, and that's the one we've just done. Now I want to show you the menu system. This has been reset to factory settings, which is very useful because you may find that a digital recorder has been taken out and has been adjusted totally. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Put it onto its default setting. You press the menu button, brings you up with lots of options here. All you have to do is to scroll up and then you'll come to where it says System. Push the scroll in, then scroll down. So we press that once and it says, are you sure you want to reset this? Yes, I do. So reset, says complete, wait for a moment, and there we are. The whole thing is now factory reset for us to use. Now I'll show you how to connect up one of our external microphones into the XLR ports at the bottom just here. These are one of the college's Rode microphones, a very good quality microphone, and we all keep the wind screens on there, the very small wind screens on there, mostly for protection. They're not really needed, but we issue them with the wind screens on there, the very basics wind screens. Now these microphones do not have any batteries in them. This is very important to know because these mics rely on power coming from the Zoom digital recorder. So in order to send power to it, we have to go into the menu system and then we go to Input. We scroll down until we get to Phantom. Where are we? There we are. Phantom is off on here. So I want to send power to that. It has to be plus 48 volts. So I've scrolled down to plus 48 volts and I said, OK, pressed the set button. Now I come out and I wish to connect the XLR cable end to our Zoom. You can put them into either one of the two ports, absolutely fine. If you're using two microphones, of course, it's very good to have one on left and one on right. That's your choice. Now, I'm going to turn it over the other way so you can see it better. You'll see that we have little clips here. These are locking devices. So when we get our XLR cable and we put it in, we have the arrow on the top to guide us. We clip it in just there. Do not try and put it in the wrong way because you will damage it. And then you hear it locates perfectly. And if we had it on the other side, we can push in the button just there, removes the XLR cable, and then clip it into that side, and it locks in. Just to remind you, you pull this lever, you gently pull, and out it comes. Okay, now I'm going to relocate it back into there, locks in perfectly. Now, by default, the Zooms are set up to the internal microphones. You can see that by the little red light just there. If we want to use the external microphones, we press 1 and 2, and then the two lights come on. Let's put it into pause record. Now you can see that this microphone is working, and it's working on a mono basis, meaning it's coming through on one channel only. Now that's fine. If you've got two microphones, it's great. Hence you have one on the left and one on the right. Let's just say you wish to have it coming through as a stereo. So the one microphone becomes a stereo microphone in a way. Let's take it out of pause record. Now in order to do that, we go into the menu button, scroll to input, scroll down to mono, mix. Select that, turn it on, and then press menu again to come out. There we go. I'll put it in pause record again. And now, there you go. You'll see that the levels are on left and right, and it is now stereo. Now it's best not to do this when you have two microphones, of course. So you have to be aware how you can turn this off as well. So I'll do that as well. Press the menu, take it out of pause record, of course. Press the menu, input, scroll down to mono, mix, turn off, put it in pause record. Now it's back to just in the right ear or on the right side, okay? And then you can put in another microphone onto the other side there to give you left and right stereo audio. When you finish recording on the Zoom and you have transferred all your files from the SD card just down there to your computer or your external hard drive, you must format the SD card. In order to do that, you press your menu button, scroll up to SD card, set, and then where it says format, push the button in and then say yes. This will take a little while, but it will format the card. Then once you've finished, turn it off.